Yeah, I'll always be a metalhead. Nothing can take that away from me.
Right.
I mean, not jail, not people, not religion, not anything. I'll always be a metalhead, 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 metalhead.
This is Duncan Batchworth III from Automaton, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Automaton exploded on the Midwest U.S. metal scene in 2015 with the amazing debut concept album, A Bold New Horizon. In addition to their great amalgam of songs, Automaton brought the unique visual aesthetic of steampunk costume to their metal presentation, a smart and provocative look which fit well with their musical style. I had the opportunity to see Automaton live in Covington, Kentucky in summer 2017, and to interview co-conspirators Duncan Batchworth III and Markus Wolverhampton, and I was thoroughly impressed with both the band's persons and performance. March 2018 finds Automaton returning with new music in the form of their sophomore release, the self-titled full-length album, Automaton. Also a concept album, the story picks up where A Bold New Horizon left off with the heroes, or villains depending on your perspective, engaged in their ongoing dispute with the despicable Ionians. Now, Automaton, the album, represents a significant change for Automaton, the band, in terms of sound from their last album. Whereas A Bold New Horizon featured a fairly straightforward European power metal sound with a generally modern production feel, stylistically, Automaton, the album, represents music unmistakably cut from the new wave of British heavy metal mold and engineered with a very live and raw production. At this point, full disclosure, I count myself an unapologetic fan of modern metal, who believes most of the best heavy metal music has been created since the year 2000. So, I don't typically listen to music that sounds like what I hear on this album, and, in fact, would normally disregard album promos with descriptors like heavy rock, new wave or British heavy metal, or bluesy guitar, all fair descriptors of this release. That said, there will be many fans of metal and rock, particularly ones who adore music from the 70s and 80s, who will lap up this album like spilled wine. And there is much to enjoy here. The songs on Automaton are well devised and very accessible. Tracks like Verdict Be Damned and The Cull provide solid melodies and up-tempo swing that are quite engaging. Automata is perhaps the heaviest and most modern-sounding song, with intense riffing that mirrors its mechanistic lyrics. And the final two tracks, The Imprisonment of Duncan Batchworth III, followed by The Trial of Duncan Batchworth III, provide a climax and cliffhanger that are in many ways superior to the ending found on A Bold New Horizon. I give full credit to Automaton for their gumption and taking the risk to create such a radically different sounding album. How many bands have we as fans crushed for taking the easy route and, after a successful debut, essentially recreating their first album all over again? That said, there will be the possibility that metalheads with preference for a more modern style might not give this new album a fair listen. That would be unfortunate, as Automaton are gifted musicians who, whether or not one appreciates their new wave of British heavy metal sound, have crafted solid songs in the context of a compelling narrative. In summary, Automaton has gotten even bolder with their new album, venturing in interesting directions that may catch some fans off guard, definitely finding the azimuth, if not quite the zenith, of their metal potential.